The crypto market is on the verge right now of flashing one of the biggest signals that it's seen since right before 2023 kicked off. As you can see on my screen, we have a vertical green prepare to buy soon beam flashing with the long entry tag. Just like back here in December of 2022, we had the vertical green prepare to buy soon beams flashing with the long entry tag. Then once the blue buy now confirmation beam came in at the start of January 2023, it was up only ever since. Right now, are we on the verge of flashing that vertical blue buy beam? Is we gonna keep rolling over? Is this a fake out? That's what we're gonna cover in today's video. So let's dive into it. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment, because we're going to be covering a whole lot of macro charts all this week. And we're really going to dive deep into the analysis of these charts for the total crypto market cap, for Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, and a bunch of other utility coins to see where we're at along in this cycle, to see if we're ready to kick off into this mega hyperboom bull run, or is there a black swan looming, just like around this time last year, late October. That's what we're going to dive into today. So let's dive into it. But before we dive into it, if you're new to crypto or if you've been in crypto for a while and you still don't feel like you have a strategy, then we have the perfect thing for you, because it's one thing to have a strategy, but it's another thing to automate that strategy. So what we're doing right now is a waterfall flash sale. This is the start of week 1. We just launched our Stargate automated experience, which gives you access to utilize our custom automatic trading bots that we built for XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, and a bunch of other altcoins. If you're sick and tired of watching the charts every single day, worrying, stressing, guessing about prices and if it's going to go up or down, then look no further than this, because this is the holy grail for any crypto holder or trader. Because that strategy, the Stargate strategy, and what I'm showing you right now and been showing you for the past year with these vertical lines, the vertical green prepare to buy soon, the vertical blue buy now beams, the vertical yellow sell now confirmations, and the vertical red sell warnings. And this strategy works, and it works manually, but it's even better when you don't even have to worry about it and it's automated. So we're doing our first week. It's going to last for 6 weeks for this flash sale. It's going to be a waterfall flash sale. The first week you get 60% off on an annual membership to these custom automated trading bots. Then week number 2 is going to be 50% off. Week number 3 is going to be 40% off. And you see where we're going with that, because we value people who value what we're doing here at Stargate. So if you're somebody who sees the value in what we've been offering over this past year, you see the Stargate signals, you know that you need help when it comes to a strategy and even better automating it, then now's the time to strike to get the biggest discount we've ever done before. So let's get back into the total crypto market cap. So as you can see, we got the vertical green prepare to buy soon, and that flashed September 6, 2023. Then looking back, December 19th, 2022, we flashed those same vertical green lines. Then looking even further back, in May of 2022, we flashed a bunch of vertical green lines. And once that vertical blue buy now confirmation signal comes in, the bottom's in, and it's likely we're going to either go sideways or have a nice pop up. Just like back here, when the vertical green prepare to buy soon came in, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to buy right now. No, we're waiting for the selling to subside and for that blue confirmation to come in to let us know, all right, the downtrend is done and we can head up or at least go sideways. And that's what we did exactly back here. And really, that was our bottom back here and you see how we held that level and we started to pop up. And then here was the FTX Black Swan crash around November 5th, 2022. Then we went a little bit lower and we flashed that same signal again. We got the confirmation telling us, all right, no more downside, and it was up only all of 2023. Then we most recently broke down from this critical green line here. That's the 50 moving average on the 4-day chart. That was a level that we held as support in March with that banking crisis, then as support in June with the SEC crackdown. And then we broke this level back in August with that capitulation moment out of nowhere. And we've been below it ever since. And it's almost been 2 months now. And we're coming up here and we're close to getting back above it. If we can get back above that 50 moving average, that green line right there, at 1.11 trillion, it's likely we're going to flash that vertical blue buy now confirmation, and then we can continue the melt up in the crypto market. And it's very likely we'll come up to this red 200 moving average, which is at 1.40 trillion, which for the entire crypto market, That's about a 33% move up, which is substantial. So that's what we're watching right now. But let's stretch it even further back, because this sell warning and sell now hit the absolute top here in November 2021. Then it hit the top here in April of 2021. Then there was a couple sells over here in February of 20. All right, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna hide everything on the chart. I'm gonna show you kind of fractal time analysis, fractal patterns. And we're gonna take January of 2022 right here, and we're gonna stretch it all the way to January of 2023. And then I'm gonna move it over here, and we're gonna use that as our anchor point. As you can see, I've now flipped this. So before it looked like this, and I flipped it because we went from going in a downtrend starting January 2022 to January 2023 to now going into an uptrend of 2023 to then January 2024. So we need to flip the pattern because we're doing the exact opposite. So once I flipped that pattern and matched it up with exactly where I matched it up over here, back to, so we're taking time and we're in the pattern and we're moving it over. And you can see, like, we followed it to a T as far as we had a little pop up here, and then our consolidation, we had our last dip down here, and then we popped up, and then to the T had our down move come down like this, and then we bottomed exactly at the point that we were supposed to, and then we had our pop up where we were supposed to. And then we started going up here, and then something happened on July 20th that made us reverse kind of where we're supposed to go. We should have saw a nice move up, but instead we saw us kind of being held back, and we inverted and went down. So even look here, when this topped over here, this is where we bottomed. And then we started to come up here like that. And where we're at kind of present day in this pattern is equivalent to October 4th back here, where we found our bottom, started an uptrend until November, and then we saw COVID, a black swan crisis that put us back down, and then we consolidated. So my prediction is we're going to see a good October until the end of this month. Then we could go on high alert for a potential caution for an event to unfold. It could be a black swan event, or it could be a golden swan event. But what I'm seeing based off the fractal pattern and taking the past and matching it up with the present is we should see a nice October up until the third week of October. And then there could be something that brings us back down, or it could be an accelerator to push us up even further. Then I took another fractal pattern. So I took over here from August of 2022 like this, and then I dragged it over to when we saw our top kind of here over in April, and I saw there was a similar kind of pattern playing out. But then I stretched it a little bit to match it up, and as you can see, just like that. So we saw kind of similar movements. We had our top here, we come down, we pop up, top here, come down, pop up, then we kind of curl in. We have our little pop up, then we come back down, pop up, come back down. And then we actually had a substantially more pop up here, but then we found our top at this point, but then we found our bottom at this point. If I drag this up, so you can see we found our bottom at this point when we found our top. And sometimes that happens, we invert the pattern. And then we started to pop up here, but then we slam back down. Just like we started to come up here, and then we slammed down. And then we found our bottom here, then we curl back over, and then we find our bottom here, just like back here. And then we kind of go sideways, we see a little pop up, to get back to this point, just like on this pattern. But then we ultimately roll back over and kind of just gets boring again for another month until the end of October, where November we start to kick back up. So those are two scenarios that could play out. Are we about to see a pop up right now with that other fractal pattern into the tail end of October, or are we going to pull back down right now and then have a boring October, and then November is when we get to start to kick up? That's what we'll find out over the coming weeks here, and I'll keep you updated in real time with which fractal pattern looks like it's playing out whether the first one or the second one. So you definitely want to subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I'll be keeping you guys updated in real time throughout this whole move. So that is the total crypto market cap. Then another thing too, let's measure or a fractal pattern from this top all the way to the top that we set here. And then I'm gonna make sure this is how it's supposed to be, like that. And then we're gonna move it over and we're gonna match it up and see where we're at comparatively to the past. We are at a point where we are like in October of 2020, and it was the calm before the storm, let me tell you. It was the calm before the storm. So what happened here was we saw multiple points that match up, like our top here, we found our bottoms here, we pop up, we found our top, we found our bottom here, but we found our top there, and then we found us going sideways here, just like going sideways here. And then this was our fake out, like we're gonna keep going higher, but then the Luna crashed us down. And then by this point, we found our top here, but we had already found our bear market bottom back in 2019. Then we started to work our way up. This time we started to work our way down. So there was like a year of just sideways. We didn't see that back in the bear market in 2019. It was just kind of lower highs, lower lows. Then we found our capitulation quicker than back here in 2022. But then ultimately we started to curl up here, and we found our top back in 2019 at the same point that we found our top here right before we hit our COVID crash and came down. And then when we started to work our way up, that's when we saw our work us way down back in 2019. And then even each move here, when we found our top right here, we curl down, we go sideways. And then even this point where we found our top, we found our bottom. And then we saw our COVID crash, but we didn't see a crash back here in July. We just kind of went sideways. But then we found our way up, and then we kind of geared up here. So this is saying that if we're looking at this with the other fractals we're looking at, by late November, we should see our pop up back to over 1.3, 1.4 trillion. And then we could come back down by the tail end of December. And then January is when everything should start to kick up like that, and then all the way until the tail end of 2024. 2024, I believe, is going to be a massive year. And right now, we have about 100 days max to capitalize and get prepared with the strategy for the opportunity that's laying right in front of our eyes. I mean, I've been a part of multiple bear markets and bull markets, and when I tell you that things can change rapidly and your life can change as quick as, before you even know it, it's very true. And we are sitting at the calm before the storm of that happening. So if you don't feel like you have a strategy, or you want a tried and tested strategy, then now's the time to capitalize on our week 1 60% off for our Stargate Infinity membership, which gives you access to everything that we offer here at Stargate, as well as our custom automatic trading bots. One thing to have a strategy, but it's another thing to automate it. And that's what we're doing over here at Stargate. So there's going to be a link in the description. It's going to be the waiting list. Fill that out and I'll reach out to you, and I can hop on a call with you and give you a demo of the trading bots. It's max 1 hour setup time, just an hour of setup time, and you're on autopilot. So let's go to the next thing. Altcoin market cap. So this is for the altcoins. When are we going to see an alt season? And I can let you know a time frame of when we could see it, because we have this 50 moving average, this green one on the 10-day chart coming down here, and then this purple 21 moving average coming down here. Then we have this concrete floor, this red 200 moving average that's sitting right below us. So we are in the midst of the calm before the storm for the altcoin market cap, because we're just coiling up tight. We're coiling up tight right now, and at any point, but I would say max 100 days, we're going to see an explosive move. And the direction, and because we're so far into the cycle, for me, my personal opinion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, is up. We've already stretched out as much as we needed to. If we take this top over here and we stretch it out, and we match it up, we're sitting at a point where it's the time to start leading up into our January 2024 melt up, so like this is the calm before the storm. And the first pop up and then going sideways gets us even closer to an all-out mania. So I would say we're in this kind of in-between period right before we start kicking up and firing up rapidly fast. And there's about 100 days max to plan and get prepared with your strategy for this. And right now, our support is at 294 billion and our resistance at 360 billion. So we're in a tight range. You know, if we can just pop up about 10% in the altcoin market cap, we could start firing up rapidly. Then we have about 10% down that we need to hold as support, or we could see a waterfall down. So we only have this 10% range, and at any moment, any catalyst can push us in either one direction. But looking at the 10-day chart and looking at these bottom indicators here in the momentum, we're starting to see some dark green come in. We're starting to see a potential cross up come in, and it looks very similar to back here right before we started firing up. So my opinion, it's to the upside. You let me know your opinion in the comments. So that's it, guys. That's it for this video. I wanted to give an overall macro view on kind of where we're at in this cycle with the total crypto market cap, the altcoin market cap, and just let you know that I believe that we got max 100 days to get in position to set us up for the biggest bull run of all time here with these utility coins. You know, we're so far into this cycle of the adoption of crypto and blockchain. You know, we're months away from 2024. We've seen many documents with a timeline of 2025. Everything is kind of set in stone. So now's the time to prepare. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment. We're going to do a bunch of videos like this, kind of dialing in on a certain subject. And if you want to take advantage of that discount, 60% off, we got about like 5 days left until it's week 2, and then we drop down on that discount. Instead of 60%, it's 50%. So if you want to get access to these automated signals and the automatic trading bot so it can be on autopilot for you, now's the time to strike. Like, for example, look at the bot on XRP back in 2017 to now. Totally crushed it. If you got into the crypto market in 2017 and bought and just held this whole time, think about how much opportunity you lost. You know, looking at the performance of this on the 1-day chart, you know, with XRP, if you had bought back in 2017 and just held to this whole time, you would only be up 180%. With $10,000, you only made 18K. In about 6.5 years. Instead, if you had this automatic trading bot working for you 24/7, 365, you'd have less stress, less guessing, and you'd have way more profits. Because look at this, 5,583% you would have made from 2017 to now if you just had this bot up and running for you. And that's just US dollar profit. Imagine how much XRP you'd be sitting on right before we get ready for the mega moon here. So you want 180%? Or are you looking for returns like that? Now's the time to strike. Join the Discord, link is in the bio. Friend request me, Rob at Stargate. Ask me how you can get in on this special that we're doing, as well as there's going to be a waiting list link that you can just go over there and fill out, as well as subscribe to the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the Discord and in the next video.